writer here. So today I'm going to be giving some thoughts on The Haunted Bookstore, Gateway to a Parallel Universe 1 by Shinobu Ora. I probably pronounced that wrong, my apologies. So The Haunted Bookstore by Shinobu Ora is a translated Japanese light novel. It follows Kuori, a young woman who was raised by a spirit who runs a bookstore in the spirit realm. One day she meets another human, a boy who works as an exorcist. The story focuses on the different views on spirits and how they coincide and differ. What did I like about it? First of all, the cover is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I love it. This is the back. Another thing, there was a side story in here that was very heartfelt that I really enjoyed. It was my favorite section of the novel overall. I thought it had a very good message, and it really made you think about time and our connections of people and just the different ways people deal with emotions. It was very good. I enjoyed it. I'm trying not to give any spoilers, so this will be no spoilers for the most part. So that's why I'm not going too much into it. That, and it's also been a while since I've read the book. I'm going off of some notes that I wrote, so sort of keep a fresh impression. The writing style is also pretty good for the most part, with some nice imagery every now and then. Nothing too special, I would say, but I enjoyed it. Also, nice on the cat is pretty cool. Not a whole lot from her character. I would have liked it if we had more from her, but what we did get was pretty cool. Plus, cat. I'm biased. Alright, so what did I not like? Best way I can think to sum up my biggest disappointment with the story is that it feels like it would have worked better in a different story format. So each chapter had like its own little storyline, which left me wanting to put down the book after I finished each chapter, because I was like, okay, we finished the storyline. I don't really feel particularly inclined to continue. So I think it had a bit of a pacing problem. I can easily see it working very well with a different story format. The one that's coming to mind would be something along the lines of a comic or a graphic novel, maybe. Especially since a lot of the characters, it felt like they had a lot of potential to go a little bit deeper. Like, one of the things I really enjoy about novels that I think is a very strong suit for novels is that you can really delve into the characters and like their inner conflict and stuff, which you can also do in other story formats as well. I just find that novels and writing, you're able to go a little bit deeper into like really describing that, while other story formats, they're more visual, go more into just showing that, which is really cool on of its own. I think it would have worked better with this story if they had done that, because there was a lot of potential from the characters to really go into some deep internal conflict. Like, the whole main conflict around Kuori believing that spirits and humans can coincide and work together, while Sume, probably pronouncing these names wrong by the way, believing that they're all evil because he's an exorcist, and then having to deal with the conflicting mindsets he's experiencing from being in the spirit world, as well as some other stuff involving his storyline, could have really been fascinating. Like, you could have really delved into it, and they did a little, but not as much as I would have liked. Like, it would have felt more satisfactory if it gone more into that. That's a big part of my main issue with the book overall, was there was a lot of potential there, but it didn't fully come into it in what I thought would be in a satisfactory manner. Another point with the pacing towards the end was there was one storyline that seemed like it was supposed to be the climax. I'm assuming it was the climax because it seemed like a climax, except it didn't really go into it. it didn't commit to being the climax, I guess. Which on one hand just fit the pacing from the rest of the book, but also on the other hand was still a bit disappointing because it was ramping up to be like, okay, maybe this could be a bit more exciting, but then it didn't really pay off. So if that was supposed to be the climax, it was a disappointing end, I would say. Disappointing in we're expecting a fight and it doesn't really happen, if you get what I mean. Again, try not to do spoilers here, but yeah. Another little bit of realm, and I guess this does do a tiny bit of spoilers, but also not really, was there did seem to be a bit of a hint of a romance at the end, which I did not think fit at all. Again, it was just like a tiny little hint at the very end, so it didn't really impact the book. But it still was kind of like, really guys? Really? No, come on, we're really doing this? Why? To sum up my overall reading experience and my thoughts on this story, I enjoyed it, but I'm not likely to read it again. It's just sort of a meh, which is perfectly fine. I'm gonna give it a rating of 2.5 for meh. Considering it says 1 on the cover, I'm assuming it's supposed to be a series. Again, it definitely works as a standalone. There were not a lot of hints that I noticed anyway of this really continuing on into a series. But we shall see. Like I said, it had a lot of potential. It just, the execution did not really satisfy me. So those were my overall thoughts on The Haunted Bookstore. Let me know down below if you've read the book and what your thoughts on it were. I would be interested to hear if anyone else has read this and what their thoughts were. So, or let me know what you're currently reading. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, remember to give a thumbs up, and I will see you later. God bless.